Okay, hello, Emai Maloni, and welcome back to Assembly Term for Week 2. Okay, Week 2 Assembly, and hopefully this is one of our last because we may be back at school in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, my toes are crossed anyway, hoping that we are. So we're going to kick off our assembly this week with the Tokelauan national anthem. So if you could please, Etu, where you are, and um, let's sing our Tokelauan national anthem with pride. Beautiful. Thank you. Stay standing and we will start our national anthem. Hands by your side, sing up, nice and loud. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna crack into it, and I have some. Man, if you thought week 1 was a huge week. This week has just been even bigger. Okay, so we've just finished our week 2 of online learning for this term. We've also celebrated Tokelauan Language Week, okay, and all of the music that Mr. Peilua has been sharing out with us all to, play while we work out and whatever. But we also, I don't know if you guys remember me mentioning this, our goats, okay, if you can see this picture, this is a picture of our 2 new goats. Aren't they cute? Nice and brown and
so adorable.
They are. And so they're not just your average white goats, but they're nice brown ones. And we're still trying to look for a name for both of these. Okay, so if you have any suggestions and you'd like to put your suggestions forward, you can either email me or you can email Mr. Filippini. Okay, but there they are. You would have yesterday, for those of you that practiced for the earthquake, drop, cover, and hold. I hope you enjoyed that and I hope you learned something new. I hope science was a hit this week for those of you that went to go and pick up your science resource packs. And just a reminder about our SMART target and our term values. Okay, how did you use those over the weekend? And if you want to turn to the person next to you, if there are people around you, and just remind them what our SMART target and our term values are. While I just kick this person out of our assembly because they're not from our school. Anyway, okay, Mr. Taylor, what wise words do you have for us today?
Boy. Malone, everybody. Great to be back. As Miss Apiata said, we are in week 2. We haven't got long to go really until the end of the term, and we're hoping like crazy that we're going to be able to have you guys back very, very soon in a few weeks on that 15th of November. So we've got our fingers crossed, we've got our arms crossed, we've got our legs crossed, and everything in between is crossed to get you guys back to school. And you all saw the email I sent to you and asked you to share with your whānau and your parents and caregivers, where we talked about when we do come back, it will be same, but different. It won't be the same as normal school. Our focus will be on our well-being, being happy, being together with your friends, making sure that you're doing something that you're enjoying. So we want you to be with your friends. We want you to be joyful. We want the year to wrap up on a positive note. Yes, learning will still be happening, but it won't be the major focus, which is interesting when we know we're a school, but we're here to interact with each other again, to be together and to be joyful. Now, if you think that's a cool idea, just give me a thumbs up. Sweet. Awesome. That's good. That's good. So you make sure that you are doing as much as you can to enable us to get back to school. And I think you know what that is. It is what? Following the routines of being safe and getting a vaccination in your whānau for your older people. And also 12-year-olds up, you are able to get a vaccination as well. And Mr. Devereaux will be following up with you somehow over the next week or 2 with regards to how that is going along. But please talk to your whānau about that, please. You are able, if you're that age and over, to get a vaccination. And that is the way to stop it, or to enable you not to get as sick. And we all know it's going to come into our community. But if we're vaccinated, we'll be safer. If I can only see some of you, because most of you are in a different group. So I can see the 20 odd in this thing, but the rest of you are in your whānau links. So those guys I can see, can you just give me a thumbs up? No, I better not ask that. I was going to say, if you've had a vaccination, we better not do that because it might be public. Anyway, rightio. So we want you back. I'm hoping you're wanting to be back. And when we are back, it won't be the same. It will be different. We'll be looking after each other. We'll be making sure we're safe. And we'll make sure we have some joyful time with our friends, especially year 8s when you're leaving school at the end of the year. It's a real unfortunate way for year 6s in primary schools and year 8s in intermediate schools and year 12 or 13s in high schools to be leaving school, right? But you know what? Keep the smiles. We'll get there. Rightio. Assembly certificates this week, Miss Apiata.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go.
Okay, room 34, Jasmine. Room 22, Ada Lee. Room 81, Bradley. Room 69, Sienna. Radio, Rimu. Room 3, Jackson. Room 3, Super. Why is he called Super Roy? Super Roy. Room 4, Francis. Room 20, Dyson. Room 23, Halo. Room 28, Xyles. Room 34, Obi. Room 34, Adam. Room 70, Adrian. Room 70, Juhi. Room 78, Sunia. Room 23, Sky. And Kofai. We have room 12, Lena. Room 15, Torin. Room 27, Jamie Rose. Room 30, Benson. Room 32, Xavier. Room 62, Chloe. Room 75, Mordecai. Room 79, Lacey. Room 30, Jordan. And Cody. We have Master 11, Anya. Room 13, Vincent. Room 19, Andreas. Room 69, Tony. 35, Novro. 22, April. 25, Jaden. 73, Hamish. And Tawa. We have room 6, Amy. Room 9, Jonah. Room 9, Nick. Room 24, Dakota. Room 26, Trudy. Room 29, Lily. Room 33, Jalen. Room 71, Helena. Room 81, Angelina. Well, I'm loving all those pictures and those stickers and those memes or whatever you call them on those on the certificates this week. Awesome.
Memes. Did you just say memes?
What are they called?
Memes. They're called memes.
Yeah, they're memes now.
Oh, God, I'm tired. I am so tired. Rightio, but awesome, guys. And those of you who received those certificates, fantastic. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Awesome. The rest of us, give them a big hand, please. Wicked. So I've been pretty impressed with some of the things I'm hearing. I know it's really hard to keep the motivation going, but it's really important that we do so that you are ready to rock and roll when we get back, so that you're still learning something. And it's really important to keep engaged with people. Remember last week, I also spoke about making sure you get outside. Don't just sit in front of a laptop or a Chromebook or your TV, watching videos, Netflix, etc. Make sure you are talking to your whānau. Make sure you're getting out and about outside. And make sure you're eating some healthy food, not just eating real bad snack food, which I need to tell myself not to do. Anyway, how quick is that, Miss Apiata?
I know, quick as.
Yep.
Must be those memes. Oh, you're done. Okay.
I am done.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Thank you. So now, everyone, we have I've invited a special guest along to Assembly, because I don't know if you've ever had the chance to read some of Chloe's writing. It's actually quite amazing, and I thought it would be nice if we could all share and celebrate some of her amazing pieces that she's written. So this is Chloe from room 62, and she is going to unmute her mic, and she's going to read one of her most recent pieces.
Thank you, Miss Apiata.
All good.
Fun fact, Mr. Taylor's favorite drink is in this.
Oh, I'm excited to hear that. What's my favorite drink? Nice, healthy water, right?
No.
Oh, right.
Really big no. Okay. The story is called A Dice in a Bed. It took 3 days of my motivation. Welcome to the Devil's Casino, where all your desires are seen thoroughly. I'm Daniel Kingsley, but folks call me King Dice for many reasons that I will explain later on. I am the manager and right man hand of the casino owner. I basically run the inside of the casino while my boss runs the burning pits of hell itself. Yep, that's right, you are, my friend. My boss is Lucifer Morningstar himself. There's always chaos in this casino, especially ever since those Cup brothers came along. Every now and then, there's always going to be a troublemaker that waltz in. Either a regular customer, a newcomer coming to get their souls, or a person who's asking to be thrown across the room. Mr. Dicer, I heard a familiar voice and spun around to see Mugman, Cuphead's older brother. He was missing his blue ribbon covering the crack in his handle on his mug head. His brother was like him also, but with a cup forehead. He was in his uniform, which was a nice cobalt blue, along with the card symbol of spade. Hey, Mugman, what's up? I asked while pouring myself a glass of whiskey. Maybe you could tell me about your past. Maybe your cousin and friendship boss? He asked eagerly while also pouring himself a glass of gin. No, I said bluntly while taking a sip of the bitter liquid. You're a mean boss, he said with an annoyed look on his face. A mean boss? I beg to differ. I think I'm a pretty fair boss, I said while smiling stupidly. Well, I only have a few more hours on my shift, so I guess I could tell you some stuff, I said while he spun around, a little bit of his coffee spilling out onto the counter. Really? He said while grinning. Yeah, get Cupface and Boss down here also. They'll want to hear this. I said while taking off my royal purple jacket, leaving me with my white button-up and my lighter purple vest on. I saw Cuphead get dragged by his brother while hellfire sprung up, and as the flame extinguished itself, the boss appeared in front of me and took a seat upon the bar stool, with Cuphead and Mugman following his lead and also taking a seat. So, Mugman dragged you both here because you want to see my past, I said while a deck of cards flew out from my sleeve into my left hand. I saw the amazement on Mug's face while his brother looked bored. Cuphead, I'll give you a raise if you listen, I said while he shot his head up and instantly got interested with dollar signs flashing in his eyes. Classic Cuphead. I saw the boss already focused whilst trying to sign soul contracts from bidders, new and old. So, I'm sure you know about the card symbol on your uniform, don't you? I asked while the porcelain cups nodded, with alcohol spilling out of Cuphead's cup and coffee spilling out of Mugman's. Well, they have meanings, along with the other symbols, I said while I started to levitate 4 cards. Yeah, diamonds mean wealth and riches, and spade means death and lost, Cuphead said nonchalantly while Mugman looked down in sorrow. That's not what they mean in detail, I said while looking over the cards. We'll start with diamonds. Diamonds do mean riches, wealth, but they also mean power and accomplishment, something Cuphead hasn't gotten yet, I said while Cuphead had the look of offense on his face while the boss cackled. Mug smiled but was a bit sad to say the least. And Cuphead, spades do not mean death entirely. They also mean knowledge, and they make rather good liars, I said while Mugman smiled brightly. Well, what's your symbol? I would like to know, Cuphead said, looking intrigued. My symbol is King of Hearts, which symbolizes honesty and spirituality, I said while pecking the deck of cards away. The devil's symbol is the Ace of Clubs. It symbolizes the unifying principle of love, I said, eyeing him while he looked up and smiled. Well, what about your family? I haven't heard about them yet, I heard Mugman say while pouring himself another glass of gin. I stared blankly at them for about 5 seconds before pouring myself a glass of whiskey and making Cuphead a rum and coke. Well, I had a family, yes, I began as Cuphead thanked me quietly before taking a sip. They were all probably burning in hell now, but I said while trying not to think of the awful memories that I once pushed down. The thing is, they weren't the kind of people you would miss. Mainly because the childhood I had wasn't the best one. Ma had a smoking and drinking addiction. Pops could never keep out of a gang for a while, and he was abusive. My brother Poker was a narcissist and was insanely in love with Boss for 10 years. Until I came along, they were all damned to hell by Boss, I said bluntly while my eyes glowed green with anger. What about your cousin? Cuphead chimed in with Mugman's question. I hesitated for a moment. Damn, it's definitely been a while since I thought back this far. She was kind for Dice. Minnie was her name, and she was a good liar for my sake, I said while looking a little sad. What do you mean, for your sake? The devil said while looking up at the pile of contracts he had. I mean, if it weren't for the many times she had to lie at gunpoint to get me out of the many messes I got myself into, yours truly here would end up with a bullet in his head at the age of 8, I said while smirking and slightly chugging down my glass. Also, when I told her that I would pay her back, I was never able to do it, I said sadly while thinking about where she is now. Now your friendship with boss, Mugman said while he smiled dorkishly. My face was flushed slightly with pink while the boss was paying attention. Our relationship is strictly professional, I said, being cut off by boss laughing. Obviously. I said, all right, boys, that is enough strolling down memory lane. Oh, I've lost count of how many drinks I've had. I said while sliding on my royal purple blazer. What? But you just got me all curious. Cuphead said, clearly being upset that was the end. Two questions. How do you know this stuff? And how did it start? Mugman asked. I used to scam people out of their money with this stuff. What's the other question? I said while walking away. It all started with a dice and a bet. And that's the end of my story. Thank you very much.
Yay, Paki.
Well done, Chloe.
Shot Chloe. The reason why I like hearing and listening to your writing is because of the imagery you're able to create. So thank you for sharing that. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and can't wait to hear more pieces. So we're gonna head on over to Matua Makoia now, who's suited up in his yellow jumper. He's got our waiata for us.
Malo ni emai. Hope you guys are all doing well. Miss, can you refresh the thing? I think you got the wrong waiata on.
Cool. Or hopefully it's a little bit laggy. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
Can't wait very much, Miss.
Oh.
We read the wind in the sky when the sun is high. We sail the length of the sea, of the ocean breeze. At night we name every star. We know where we are. We know who we are, who we are. Away. We set a course to find a brand new island everywhere we roll. Away, we keep our island in our mind. And when it's time to find home, we know the way. Away, we are explorers reading every sign. We tell the stories of our elders in a never-ending. Away, defend Guatemala. Naeko Hakilia, we know the way.
Malo ni emai. Homai te paki.
Thank you very much, Matua Makoia. And now next up we have Miss Brooke.
Hi guys, I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about the student councils for 2022. And obviously normally we would do this in the hall, but we're going to do this now, and I'll share the slides with the staff and the students later. So if you get stuck, you know what you can go back to, okay? I feel like I'm a little bit taller than Miss Apiata here. All right, so here we go. Oh, is it mouse?
Yeah, I'll click on the arrow. Oh, click on the arrow, not push the button.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is mainly for our Year 7. So Year 7s, listen up, especially if you want to apply for one of our 2022 Leadership Council groups. So there are obviously 5 councils. Each council has 10 students. Every councillor, you get a unique badge. All councillors from the 5 councils, you go on leadership camp. It'll be in March 2022, and it's awesome. The year 8s who went there this year, they'll give you a thumbs up in their whānau wrap-up, and the senators can give a thumbs up here now if they enjoyed that, because it's one of my favourite times of the year, actually, leadership camp. So the Senate, that's our top 10 students. So 2 students are selected from each council group. And these become the leaders in the school that contribute strongly and become the voice for all students across the areas of the school. So this is Curriculum Council. This is still run by Mr. Lee for next year. And so obviously they run part of the weekly whānau competition, which is worth mega points. There's a lot of really cool learning things that this group of kids do. So if you want to be a curriculum counsellor for next year, you need to write a letter to Mr. Lee explaining why you think you'd make a great curriculum counsellor. And then Mr. Lee will organise some interviews via Google Meets, and you'll be interviewed by Mr. Lee and some of our current curriculum counsellors. Eco Council. This group of kids, they are responsible for maintaining our systems so they can become sustainable. So basically, if you're excited and passionate about sustainability, about the environment, then pluck up the courage to email Ms. McBee and Mr. Devereaux, and they will organise an interview with you as well. If we're not at school, that'll be via Google as well, but fingers crossed we're back at school. PC Council, that's Mr. Bartlett's council group. I think we have a little video here. Here we go. So obviously the PC Council's like Mr. Bartlett, his main job is to make sure everybody is happy at school. So you send an email to Mr. Bartlett. You could also be nominated or chosen by any of the leadership team and Miss Hudson as well. So there's some special perks. Obviously, all our leadership groups get special training and they plan events. Like the PC Council this year, they organised the Pink Shirt Day and they give out those flash random acts of kindness packs at assembly or school singing. So if this sounds like you need to email Mr. Bartlett. Send in 1 or 2 paragraphs explaining why you would make an awesome pastoral care counsellor in 2022. Community Council. Woo! This is Ms. Apiata's council again next year. So this is about representing the student body, okay? And so they manage and organise the school lunch collections. They go to Southmore visits when we have those. And then they look for who gets the service awarded assemblies every week. And they also organise school-wide events as well, like the Mufti Days. Obviously, they go to leadership camp. So if you think that you could be a good community counsellor, you need to email Ms. Apiata as well, okay? Cultural Council, this is Mr. Pailua's council group. It's to promote cultural identity at MI, which is very important. That's what they organise. Special perks of the job, just like the other council groups. So if you have passion and pride for your own culture, which is really important, you have confidence in performing, and you can speak some of your language, then you should apply to be a cultural counsellor for 2022. So explain why you to Mr. Pailua, okay? You could also be nominated by your cultural enrichment leader as well. Start applying now. Don't leave it till the last minute. Okay, the letters or emails of interest need to go to the right person by the end of week 4. That is Friday, the 12th of November. During week 5, those people in charge of the council groups sit down and they decide who will be in those council groups. So that might be when those interviews happen as well. All student council groups get announced at the week 6 assembly. And then during week 6, each council group will choose and vote for their 2 Senate reps. And the 2022 senators, they get announced at the end of year prize giving. And they get a flash little senator's badge that represents them for next year's leadership group. So get onto it. Don't waste time and don't wait till the day before. Okay, guys? It's exciting. Year 7s, go for it.
Thanks, Ms. Brooke. I think we have another special guest who's going to share some cool news with us. Mr. Lee, welcome to Thunderdome. No idea what Thunderdome is, but...
Thank you, Ms. Tapiata. I appreciate that. Kia ora whānau, kia ora everyone listening out there on the Zooms. It's great to not see you, but kind of see you. I got a piece of news the other day, and I thought that I might share it because it involved our school and the success of our students. And promoting the successes is one thing that we do really good at MI. So in Term 2, and in the Term 2 holidays, a group of students got together and we made a film. And it's called The Misfits. And so we made this film. It was kind of like a documentary on different abilities that students have in the school. So whether it might be they struggle with learning in some way or physical impairments. And then we cut it all together, and a kid from room 73 wrote the soundtrack for it. Can you go to the next slide, Ms. Tapiata? And then we entered it in a competition. Now, this competition is called Focus on Ability, and it's worldwide.
He's basically saying, bring the thunder, guys, bring the thunder.
And so what happens is that you can enter this competition and make a short film. We entered in the Australian and New Zealand documentary category, and we got chosen by the judges for changing minds and mental health and wellbeing in New Zealand. So we won the school $2,000, which is awesome. We're hoping that when we get back, Mr. Taylor and myself are deciding whether we're going to do a viewing or not, and how and what that might look like later
I don't know
on.
if Cody is the only fan that can't hear anything, or if nobody can hear anything.
Well done to you guys.
We're probably the only whānau because I think.
Congratulations for that, and thank you very much.
Yeah.
We're
talking about making a film for money.
Oh, shot Mr. Lee, and shot Mrs. Rowney and Miss Douglas. We could hear you guys too. But well done to those kids who were involved in the Misfits. Next up, we have our Positive Play Award. So, Senators, when you are ready.
So my Positive Play Award this week goes to Mr. Edwards for all the enthusiasm that you show at our final Google Meets.
Hey, what?
So my Positive Play card goes to Mr. Paylor for coming onto Google Meets every day with a positive attitude.
What?
My Positive Play Award goes to Rashik, room 69, for having a great consistency when it comes to work and lockdown.
My Positive Play Award this week goes to Fai Wendy for amazing science classes she provides in Mifano.
My Positive Play Award goes to Jeremiah from room 11 for stepping up and being an awesome classmate by reminding everyone about what Google Meets we have ahead of us every day. You have truly amazed us, friend.
My Positive Play Award goes to Mr. Bartlett for always checking up on us and our well-being. He also makes sure he's available if you are needing someone to talk to.
My Positive Play Award goes to Miss Hutchings for her compassion and hard work all throughout lockdown.
My Positive Play Award goes to the PC Council for their assembly videos and how they're compassionate to everyone.
My Positive Play Award for this week goes to Ms. Stevenson for packing the science bags for our students so we are able to do our experiments. Thank you.
Yeah, a big, huge packy for all our Positive Play winners, especially my favourite, Miss Stevenson. Cool. Let's see who's next. Mr. Bartlett is next up.
All right, week 2. So we're back into it, and we're going to go through some of the same messages that we had last week, and we're going to move on to a special guest. Let's go to the next slide, Miss. So our new October newsletter came out on Wednesday, and that's on our website. So if you want to know how to get there, just look at this slide here. And if you go to connect and then under communication, MI monthly, you'll find it right there. Thanks, Miss. Skodal, I hope you're all checking in and making sure that you're filling this out so we can keep track of you and how you're feeling, and then we can follow up with anything that we need to. But yeah, really hope you're well and you're going into the weekend positively, and next week's week 3, and hopefully we'll be back at school soon. So those crucial reminders that Mr. Taylor talked about earlier, helping at home is a real crucial one. It helps your family feel happy with you, and then they might let you have a little treat or have some screen time or something like that. But remember, always try to be a good influence to your little brothers and sisters. And that's the aspect mainly that I want to concentrate on this week. Mr. Taylor's already said be healthy, but in the weekend we always indulge, and I'm going to have some takeaways tonight. And respecting each other is another important aspect. But I just want you to be happy. And if you ever need to email me, just email me. Anyone in the school, I'm always free anytime. Thanks, Miss. We've also got this chat line that you know about, 0800 WhatsApp. So make sure you can call that if you need to. And someone's always on the other side, as you can see on the next slide, that you can also chat to someone around those important issues that we go through every week. Thanks, Miss. And then we've got Miss Hutchings, who's been doing some counselling throughout these weeks, and she's really happy to do that. So if you need or think you need some counselling, you can just go to the referral form on our website, and she'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, Miss. Now, just remember in our weekends, it's going to be sunny. Looks like it could be sunny this weekend, so get outside. Okay, don't play Call of Duty all weekend or TikTok all weekend, or, just be lazy on the couch like that dog is and just sit next to that phone. Get out and do something, and don't be lazy. All right, next slide. We've got our PC counselor message, and let's see who it is.
Kia ora MI, it's Kata here from PC Council. Just wanted to say hello, and if you're struggling with family, friends, or even social media, you can always email me. I am open to people who are having a bad time, and I can try help with all your problems. Thank you for listening. Stay safe.
So special thanks to Katarina there. And what was that we just saw on the screen, Miss? Oh, it looks like a silver card. Do you want to read this one out, Mr. Taylor, or shall I?
Well, everyone knows already, so the anticipation is gone. You can read it out. You can have a go at being really important, Mr. Bartlett.
I know I'm important, Mr. Taylor. From room 29, Masaki for being sussed, making a mausoleum structure on Minecraft in honor of another student's family at MI. This was very thoughtful and took a lot of time and effort. So you get a silver card for Tawa, and let's see if they can use that power to push themselves to the top of the heap this week. We will see. Thanks, Miss. Now, Famous Guy Fridays. That was good. We've got someone that Mr. Paylor went to school with, and it's a pretty good one. So let's have a look. All right, so I hope now that you've got the idea of who that might be. Okay, it's a great man who was once 19 and smashing people from the Canterbury Bulldogs there. But he's done a lot of things. He's been a world champion with the All Blacks. He's been a boxer and an NRL player and a huge role model, coming from maybe doing a couple of stupid things when he's young and improving himself to become the man that he is today. So thank you, Mr. Kailua, for calling out to your old Mags alumni, Mount Albert Grammar, and let's see what he's got to say right now.
here. Massive shout out to Manuera Intermediate School in Auckland. I understand that my also Junes is your guys' deputy head principal. It's funny to think that guy never listened to school, so when he tells you to do something, you tell him just like how he did it, sir, at school, or how we should do it. Anyway, God bless, guys. I know it's been a tough time for all. Sending love and blessings to you and your families. Take care.
And thanks, Miss. That's our Famous Guy Fridays for this week. And we'll be moving to someone else famous next week.
I love it. Shot Mr. Thank you. And now, Mr. Taylor, are we ready to announce?
We are. How cool was that seeing Sonny Bill Williams? Put your thumbs up if you like that. Far out, these people who know all these flash as people, eh? And remember, whoever wins is going to do a chant, but it's going to be a real crazy and the noise is going to be terrible, so it won't really be good, but at least you're getting the energy out and doing it. So I hope the whānau leaders in their whānaus and their senators are getting ready to do something. Rightio, you know what? We have no fourth place because there was a 2 whānau equal in something or other. So third place, we have Kōwhai. So that means there are 2 whānaus who came second equal. So drum roll, please. Second place, we have... Second place equal, we have... Cody and Tawa, which means first place is Limu. Let's go, Limu.
That's us.
That's on you, Mark. Let's go, Mark. Hey, you. Hey, you.
Limu's on
Fire!
Give them a big hand. Well done. Well done, Limu. Very hard to do the chants over this, obviously, but well done, Mark. You started it off well. Excellent. Good man. We love that lovely smile on your big face. Fantastic. Radio, back to you, Miss Apiata.
I love it. Well, congratulations, Limu, and congratulations, Kōwhai, and do something about that. Anyway, so before we finish off, here are some reminders just for the week. So you can think about which leadership councils will you apply for. Okay, so have a little think about that. Also, the senators, our senators and our current council group members, they're all available if you want some help and support with writing your letter of application. You can always email them. Look at Jessica nodding away. She's keen to help out. Also, I don't know if you guys seen, Lion King is coming out in Te Reo Māori. They want to do, just like Moana, they want to do a Māori version of Lion King. And so I want to just share this with you guys with all of you, that the auditions are coming up. And so if you're keen on doing that, or if you know you've got some cuzzy bros or something who would be keen on a role in being one of the voices of Simba or Timon and Pumbaa, then go on, head over to this link, www.matewamedia.nz, and look up Lion King, and so you can go and have a look there. I know we've got some talented performing artists at MI, so that'll be cool to see some of you guys getting stuck in there. Otherwise, check in on your classmates and your teachers. Make sure everyone is doing well, stay safe, and make sure you social distance. Otherwise, ka kite.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Thank you, Ms. Apiata.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Bartlett.
Thank you.
Thank you, Golden.